I'll let you can put your thing up.
Okay. I'm gonna have to drink.
All right, you have, when you're ready, get 90 seconds to introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, hey y'all, my name is Kristie Glass Maxwell, and as Billy said, I want to thank y'all for hosting this, and thank everybody out there for coming. I was born and raised here in Tipton County. Went to public schools, graduated from Covington High School, and played softball, volleyball, cheered. Then I went to college and majored in finance, and after that, I got a job in Nashville and moved there and worked in banking for 6 years and started my career. And I always knew I wanted to come back home when I settled down. So everything kind of pulled together at the right time, and I came back home. I grew up, my daddy had Glass Brothers Service Station for 42 years. It was a full service gas station. So the big important thing in my life was growing up and watching him work as hard as he did. And he was real big on giving service. His motto on the service truck was service with a smile. And anyway, so that made a big impression on me. And then just always enjoyed finance. And when I worked at the bank in Covington, I dealt with Miss Laura Max, who was the previous trustee. And I really understood a little bit more about what the job was, and I just kind of thought, you know, if she ever retires, that might be something that I might be interested in. So that's kind of how I got here.
He's giving us the right card, so.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so you've been the county trustee for how many years?
It'll be 20 years,
Okay.
September 1st, yep.
That's a long time.
I know it
Yes.
is.
So
Seems like yesterday.
It does seem like yesterday. I moved here right before that election. I remember all the poncho signs. I know he's out here somewhere. I remember all the poncho signs.
Oh, he was the rock star of that
Yeah.
election.
So, yeah.
I just tried to get them to notice that there was a trustee running too.
So, what is the most significant change you've made to the office, and what do you wish you had done sooner?
Well, I think the biggest change that we did when I started in '06, I have to give out a shout out to Pam Dean, who was the previous county clerk. She kind of was the pioneer of having a satellite office in the Montford area, and several people during the campaign had mentioned that that would be a good thing for them and that end of the county. So we did that in 2006, and I also have to thank Mayor Cole and the city of Montford, because they have been gracious to allow us to be there and not charge the county a penny for space, electricity, computer setup, and they're just wonderful to work with. So that started out in '06, and today we've moved up to where we wait on 1,000 people a year down there and bring in about $1 million in taxes from that office. And we go just on every Wednesday from October through February.
Oh, okay, awesome, thank you. So your office has received clean annual audits from the comptroller's office throughout your tenure, correct? What does that process actually examine, and are there aspects of how this office operates that a clean audit doesn't capture?
Right, so we are audited every year by 2 different groups of auditors. Our first group is coming in now. They come in after the year end at June 30th, and they're like the finance auditors. So they basically are looking at our books to make sure that all the revenue that came in, that we received it and it was put into the correct department's fund and revenue codes. They also focus big time on our investments, and they just want to make sure that the investments that we're showing on our trial balance for the county are actually real investments. So they track those back to the banks and just verify all of that's there. There's another group that comes in annually also. We call them the computer auditor. They basically look at our computers to make sure our passwords are set up, you know, at a certain frequency, and that we're doing our backup tapes correctly, and that I'm reviewing audit logs. So they kind of do it at a 10,000-foot view.
Oh. Another room.
But we have internal controls that we do every day.
So the trustee serves as the county's investment officer, managing public funds between tax collection cycles. What has your approach been to manage those funds, and would you change anything?
Well, as a lot of things, the state law mandates how we handle those investments. So first off, we make sure we follow the law. We bid out those investments every time to every bank that says they want to bid on them. We pick the highest bid with the term of investment that we're looking for. And I'm very proud that we have been able to keep all the county's money here locally, and that's a big credit to our local banks for bidding on the money and giving us good interest rates. And I'll have to say that I'm very proud that the last 2 years we've broken records with interest income. Last year was the highest at $4.6 million in interest income, and this year $4.3 million. And the most important part about that is revenue that comes into the county that doesn't cost the taxpayers 1 penny. That is the only revenue that the taxpayers are not paying. And we love that, and we get excited about how much we can make.
Yeah, thank you, so do we. So, we've got a couple more questions. So how do you approach delinquent property tax accounts? And how do you balance pursuing unpaid taxes with treating residents facing genuine financial hardship fairly?
Well, just like investments, the state sets the precedents of how we have to collect taxes as far as the amount of interest we have to charge if it's delinquent and how long we can keep them in our office before they have to go to chancery. So we don't have any option on that. One thing that we have done is offer partial payments to people that are struggling. We just have a strict rule in our office. We don't judge anybody. We hear all kinds of sad stories and see sad stories. It's just our goal to try to help them. But I am proud. This year our tax roll was at $27.4 million, and that's about 34,000 parcels. And as far as collection rates, last year we finished at 98.88%. Rather, that's the highest before it goes to Chancery Court. And that was for 2021, and the lowest percentage was 97% back in '09 after the real estate crash.
Right.
So anyway.
So we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, once it goes through the Chancery Court process, tax sale, we're at like 99.99% collected.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's fantastic. So, and here's our last question. So what would you do to modernize how residents pay, track, or get information about their tax bills?
Well, everything is out online right now. You can go to our website on the county's page and click a link to pay taxes. You can pay your taxes online. On our tax bills, we added a little QR code, so if you click that, it takes you straight to your bill to pay. We have negotiated a better rate with our credit card company where the fee is down, and there's also, very important, there's an online check option also, and it's just $1.25. That's pretty much cheaper than driving or putting a stamp on the thing. And that's our payment type that is increasing the most. We get about $3.6 million that way. So, everything's available online, and you can get it all out there. You can call and email us or message me. We'll get it to you.
Fantastic, thank you so much. So
Thank y'all.
I think that's it too. So we're gonna have a brief break. We're gonna have somebody from the Ruffin come and speak to you for a second while we change our sets. And next up, we'll do county commission. Thank you so much, Kristie.